Welcome back to this site of learning. This is where tech meets fun, boring explanations get thrown out with your top boy. Well, it has been a pleasure going through what we have gone through together, me and you. It has been wonderful sharing. We have looked at the introduction to Excel, introduction to Microsoft, how to use those different programs. But I'm very sure in each good going, there must be a bad going. So we are here today to look at those bad goings in these applications. I'm very sure one of you might have gone or encountered an error in these programs. So talking of Microsoft Excel, we want to look at the common errors that normally give hard time to people in using this application. So Microsoft Excel has a quite number of errors, but today we shall talk about very few of them, a few to mention. We shall meet others along the way as we rectify. Simple by simple, step by step, we need to make the world a better place by removing the tech divide. So let us look at these simple errors that we have today. I had listed some of them here. So today we shall look up at these first 5. They are the quite common ones. We also have hashtag div /0. We have the hashtag name. We have the hashtag null. We have the hashtag num and the hash. So what do these errors look like and how do they come about? Most importantly, how do we solve them? So let's go for what has brought us here. I had already generated what I can call a report, what we had looked before in our video. So this is my report having students, 4 subjects, a total average and position, which is a ranking, I can say. So how do these errors come about? So we shall start with the simplest, or our number one, the hashtag div /0. So for this error, it normally arises, let me say, I get this cell. So this is an active cell, the one bordered by a green lines. So this is an active cell. So the way we want to put our formula is we start with an equals sign. Yes, an equals sign. So in that case, we shall choose a cell, any cell of our choice. Yes, any cell of our choice. And we have chose D6, so it will automatically appear here, and then I include my slash, what I can call a division sign. And then I can divide this cell, whatever the contents in this cell, by any number I want. Let me say by 2. Then I press enter. Automatically I will have my answer as 21. But then I can also have this divided by 6. I still get my answer 7. But let me say, what if I divided this by a 0? What do I get? Yes, I arise to our first error, the hashtag div /0. So it's basically informing us that we have divided this number by 0, which is quite impossible. So in this case, that is our first error. So how do I rectify this error? It's quite simple. I just come to this row, as you can see, and then change from 0 to any number else. So if I correct that, I'll basically get the correct answer. So that's the way we correct it. But let me leave this error in our spreadsheet. So let us advance to the second error. The second error that we had is the hashtag name. So hashtag name, how does it come about? let's say in our calculation, we input our formula. Let me say here, in the total, in the total we get this by summing up these ones here. As you can see here, we have summed from B4 to cell E4. But let's say in case of this, I typed, instead of sum with U, I typed sum with an A. Then what will I have? What will I have? I will have an error of name, as you can see here, hashtag name. They are like saying the name that I've given to this formula, or the formula, is quite a wrong one, so the computer cannot understand this command in Excel. So that's how it comes about, but it is very simple to rectify. I just come back to here, and all I have to do is correct my spelling. But to ease the process of this, normally when you are inputting your formula, you can choose. Normally it comes here, so you just have to choose. You don't have to struggle with the spelling. So you choose the correct one and then enter, and then you have your total. Yeah, that's also an error there. So I will also leave this error here. Yeah, I will also leave that error there. So far we have looked at two. So the next error that we have is the hashtag num, NUM. So hashtag num, how does hashtag come about? Hashtag num. So I'll basically create something outside. Let's say we have a 4 in that cell, and also have a -4. Yeah, we have two of our digits here, and then let's say I want to find the square root. So they ask me the square root of what. I'll choose my cell here, and then close the bracket, press enter. So the square root of +4 is +2, but if I wanted to find the square root of -4, so I will have my next error, hashtag num. So they're basically telling me this is quite impossible. Yeah, so the number that I used in calculation has a challenge, so they tell me number. So that's also another error that we encounter. So we also have another simple error in today's list, was the hash, the hashtag. So how does this error come about? So this error comes about when the width of our column is too small. So when the width of our column is too small to accommodate the content, the figures, the values that we have, it will basically display a hash error. So as you can see, this is our hash error. But to correct this, it's quite simple. All I have to do is come to the intersection of this, and then increase the width of my column of average, and then my values will display again, as you can see. So that's the way we rectify that. So I'll take this back also. I'll leave this error here. Yes, so that's another error. So last but not least, we also have an error of hashtag null. So how does this come about? So I have to choose an active cell, and then let's say I'm finding the sum of A, cell A1 to A5, to A5, and then instead of a comma I get a space, C1 to C5, and then I close my bracket. So in this case, what I'm summing up will give me our last error, the hashtag null. So as you can see, it comes about when, as you input your cells, you need to follow them up with a comma, which I did not include. So I ended up with this error. So to correct this, I'll just come to this cell and then to this formula, I include a comma. So as soon as I include a comma and press enter, I will have definitely my sum. So it does not only apply to the sum, it can also apply to the average, to different formulas. So that's what we had for today, guys. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Keep in touch. Bye.